Hi everyone, I'm FMGreeno. Welcome along to episode 25 of the Mighty Magyars, my FM21 save as manager of Hungary. And today we are bringing you a World Cup qualification double header. That's right folks, it's a double header for you today. 2 games in World Cup 2026 qualification, the final 2 games in our group. We are travelling to Croatia for the first of those games, and then back to Budapest where we will finish up against Armenia. As you can see, things are going very, very well in the group right now. We sit top of the table, 21 points, 7 wins from our 8 games. So that change in formation that we instigated towards the end of our disastrous Nations League campaign is actually really paying dividends for us in this qualification campaign for the World Cup. So, results have been phenomenal. The last game you were with me for was this defeat against Croatia. We then travelled to Armenia, got a 1-0 win. Travelled to Ireland and got a win which was really undeserved. We'll just take a look at the stats here. You can see so Ireland had 19 shots, 10 on target, an XG of 2.72 and didn't score a goal. Peter Gulacsi had one of the games of his life. We had 9 shots, 6 on target, scored twice. Came away with a 2-0 win. Pretty unfair on Ireland, but that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. We then had 2 home games in Budapest. We played Northern Ireland, beat them 3-0. And played Liechtenstein and beat them 6-0. 4 goals for a youngster here, Csaba Hegyi. He is playing in the Romanian 2nd Division. He's in our under-21, so we gave him a run out in this game. Scored 4 goals. Dropped for this squad. Bit harsh on the lad, but there's no opportunity for sentiment in this one. We need to try and get a couple of decent results. Let's go and see how we're set up for the Croatia game. So we are continuing to use this 4-4-2 with inverted wingers. It's really been working very, very well for us. So the lineup picks itself pretty much today. Gulacsi in goal, Hanja, Orban, Balog and Nego, our first choice back 4. Soboslai in the deep line playmaker role alongside Nod, who is going to play box-to-box. Fodor and Sholoi are our inverted wingers. Up front today, we're playing Szabolcs Schön as a false 9 and Horvat, Christopher Horvat, the Torino player, as an advanced forward. Of course, when I said Hegyi was dropped from the squad, what I actually meant was dropped from the lineup. He is actually in the squad. You can't drop a guy who scored 4 goals completely from the squad, but he's not going to start for us today. There is one young lad who I don't think you guys have met before, Alexander Torvund. He's a 25-year-old playing over in Slovan Bratislava. He's okay. Decent pace and acceleration. Half decent technicals for the position that we'd be using for advanced forward. So he's going to get an opportunity in the squad today. He has played a couple of games recently and also got on the score sheet. Anyway, let's get over to Croatia and see how we get on in today's game. Packed stadium here in Croatia today, as you'd expect for a game of this importance. Starts with a highlight for Croatia. Oh, and they've scored very early in the game. No one picking up Pasalic. Lurking around on the edge of the box. Stepped in, scores from about 15 yards. Or, yeah, there or thereabouts. Good volley. Gulacsi kind of went down in instalments. That is not the start to the game we are hoping for. Especially as Ireland have already taken the lead over in Liechtenstein. So, basically the mathematics of this are, if we avoid defeat here and beat Armenia... Oh, goodness me, Sholoi, what a great hit. That gets us back to 1-1. Ideal. So, yeah, so if we can avoid defeat today, then all we have to do is beat Armenia at home and we have qualified. Sounds simple enough. If we don't avoid defeat here today, Ireland are clearly going to win over in Liechtenstein. That's going to put us level on points. And unfortunately, in this qualification setup, it is goal difference that's most important. So you'd kind of expect Ireland to rack up a hatful against Liechtenstein today. Which would mean we go into the last game needing to score an absolute hatful against Armenia. Because you'd imagine Ireland are going to go to Belfast and win against Northern Ireland. So the key here, really, for us is to try and avoid defeat today if we can. We've got 15 minutes on the clock here. They're going back to the goalkeeper, Livakovic. Long ball up front there. Rebic gets... it's a great ball through to Vlasic, but Gulaci stays big and makes a save. Of course, on paper, this is by far the toughest match in our group to come away to Croatia, but they have already lost 3 games in qualification, so perhaps they are vulnerable. They lost over in Armenia. That was one of the games they lost, which was pretty poor. There you can see we are in first position as things stand by one point. Ireland are 3-0 up now. You'd imagine they're going to cruise to that win over in Liechtenstein. Brozovic. Oh, can we clear that? Thank you. Sylvester Hangia round covering. Okay. Well, we're certainly holding our own in this game. We've had equal possession. In fact, we've had a little bit more ourselves. We have had more shots, though fewer on target. I think a draw is about fair as we go into half-time. So I think what we'll do, we're going to encourage the boys a little bit. In fact, we might even fire them up a bit, because we could tell them that they're keen to avenge what happened last time when we played Croatia. Of course, we lost to them in Budapest. That's always a handy thing to have up your sleeve, that little team talk, when you've lost a game to a team. And so 10 minutes of the second half gone. It's a free kick for us now. Soboslai to take. Decent ball into the back post, but unfortunately no one can get a head on it. And here come Croatia through Vlasic. Can we get a challenge in? No. Oh, he's tried to chip Gulaci and it's gone just over the top. So we're up to the hour mark. Corner here for Croatia. Can we get rid of this? Oh, goodness me, I thought that had gone in. Okay, Croatia starting to stamp a little bit of authority on this at the moment, so we might need to make a change or two. I don't think anyone's struggling too much for condition, but we might just want to try and put a little bit more steel into our team. So what can we do about this? I think we might even sacrifice a forward. Horvat is not having a great game, so maybe we can do this. Take Horvat out. We'll bring Kalmar on and put Nodge back into that defensive midfield slot. It's a little bit against how I want to do things generally, but I think we're going to take the tempo down a little bit. That should do it for us, I think, for now. Hopefully having that extra body in midfield will stem the flow of the Croatian attacks a little bit. I'm not really concerned too much with us scoring a goal at this point. I just ideally would like to stop Croatia getting one. And so we've got 10 minutes of the game left. We're going to fire up the boys a little bit. In fact, we're going to demand more. And we're going to start putting a little bit of time wasting on too. 5 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Kind of crucial that we hold on to this now. Kalmar, Shaloi gets it out to Fodor. Cutting inside from that wing, and a very, very tame effort. So, we are into the final 5 minutes. No more highlights, please. Oh no, here we go. This doesn't look good, although we've got in. Schön has pinched the ball. He's got it all to do by himself by the looks of it. Holds the ball up. Looks inside. Oh dear, what a terrible pass by Shaloi there. Livakovic picks up the ball. Can we win this header? Yes, we can. Willie Orban commanding in the air. Here comes Shaloi. Gives the ball away. Don't do that now. Come on. Oh, that's a good ball into Kramaric. And Gulaci makes a save. So we're going into injury time. Just 3 minutes of it. And we have held on for a vital point. As you can see, Ireland did indeed smash Liechtenstein. It finished 8-0 there. So, going into the last game, that point we picked up in Croatia looks like it's going to be absolutely vital. We sit on 22 points, Ireland 1 point behind us on 21. Both with 1 game left to play. We're at home to Armenia. Ireland travel to Belfast to play Northern Ireland. So if we win our game, as I would expect us to do, we are top of the group and we are off to the World Cup. And here's our lineup for today's game. One enforced change, and it's one I don't really want to have to make. Soboslai has picked up too many yellow cards and is therefore banned for this game. So we're bringing in a youngster, Benye, to replace him. See how he looks. Not seen much of him in the series so far. And we're also going to have a look at those two strikers that we talked about earlier on, Csaba and Torvund. They're going to play today. It's a game, like I say, I'm expecting to win, but obviously we've got some good strength on the bench if we need it later on. Let's go see how we get on. So there's our lineup for today's game, as we discussed. Let's see how Armenia are going to line up. They're playing basically the system that I used to use, the old 4-3-3. Hopefully it is going to work as poorly for them as it ended up working for me. Vital game now. We really, really need to win this. If we don't get a win, I think that's us possibly still qualifying. Obviously, we'd be finishing second in the group. Oh, this doesn't look very good for a start. 90 seconds on the clock. Oh, what a good chance there for Armenia. So yeah, so the second place teams in all the groups get put into a separate league table where the results against the weakest opposition, so for us that would be Liechtenstein, are expunged from the records, and then a league table is put together and the top 6 of those 10 teams will qualify for the World Cup. No playoffs this time round. I think probably our record will be good enough to get us into that top 6. What's happened here? Have we got a penalty? No. Looks like a free kick on the edge of the box. It is. Sholai to take. What a hit! Up and down over the wall. 4th minute and we take the lead. Very difficult to get it up and down from that kind of range. But Sholai has managed it. So World Cup 2026 is taking place in North America. So the games are going to be split between the USA, Mexico and Canada, all of whom qualify by right for the finals. I think it's a bigger tournament this time round. I think it's a 48-team tournament. So hopefully there's a chance for us to be put in a group with a couple of weaker nations. We've won a penalty there as well. That's great for us in the 11th minute. Who's stepping up here? Beignet of all people. And he scores! That's great. No nerves there from the youngster. Stepping into Sobosloi's shoes. Steps up straight down the middle. And it's a 2-0 lead. So yeah, so if we can get placed in a group with a couple of weaker teams from around the world, that would be ideal for us in the World Cup. I guess it's going to be done partly on world rankings, so this qualification campaign won't hurt with that at all. And you never know, we might end up making it through to the second round again for the second World Cup in a row. Anything is possible. Here's Hedyi, gets it across, there's Torvund. Hangya, nudge from the edge of the box. Oh, it all ends in nothing. A little bit of pinball, but no serious efforts on target. Ireland have taken the lead there in Belfast. You can see Troy Parrott has scored. But if things stay the way they are, it doesn't matter what Ireland do. Fodor here to Torvund. Beignet. Nego. Beignet again. Here's Fodor. Looks for Nego on the overlap. Can he get a crossover? No, finds Fodor. He gets a crossover though. Oh, Csaba Hedyi. Looked easier to score than to nod it over there. And look at these match stats. 10 shots, 5 on target. Our XG is, where are we? XG of 2. Armenia's 0.07. We are absolutely bossing this game. So let's get in. We're not going to get the guys too overexcited. We're just going to tell them we're happy with the way things are going. Keep it up. And so the second half, you can imagine the stands here in Budapest. We're going absolutely crazy. The thought of going to another World Cup. People digging out their passports, making sure they've got their American visas. Opportunity here for Armenia, though. Well cleared. And so we've got 20 minutes to go. Let's have a little look at who we might want to take off. We're not going to take any risks here. So, Adam Nodge is on a yellow card. I think we'll take him out of the game. We will bring on Andras Schaefer in his place. And Hangya is on a yellow as well. We can bring on young Gabor Hegedus. We don't want anyone getting sent off and jeopardising our chances in this game. So we go into the last 15 minutes. Hegedus with a throw here. Finds Shaloi. Back to Orban. Out to Hegedus. He's a much better attacking fullback than he is defending one. Balog there. Wins the ball, but unfortunately gives it straight away. And here come Armenia on the counter-attack. Looking pretty dangerous. Shaloi out there covering for Hegedus. Good ball in, and they've scored. Sargis Adamyan. And that puts the cat among the pigeons a little bit. How do we approach this last 15 minutes? Do we try and shut up shop? Or do we just keep playing the way we've been playing? I'm tempted to do the latter, really. Nego should have done better there. He could have made that header, I think. Even the merest of flicks would have done enough. So, we've got 10 minutes to go. Another opportunity starts with us down the left. Here's Shaloi into Hedji. Torvund and Hedji playing it around quite nicely, but it's cleared. Benye gets back to win that ball. We look to build again. Here's Fodor cutting in from the right wing. Doing it all himself. Oh, goodness, what an effort that was. We've not seen a lot of great long-range efforts from Fodor in this qualification campaign. But that one was pretty damn close. Shaloi here with a free kick. Oh, tipped onto the bar. And that's going to be a corner for us. Just 2 minutes to go. So we are definitely putting some time wasting on now. We are dropping the tempo right down. Taking off all the overlaps. Maybe we'll even make a... no, actually we won't make a substitution right now. We're going to try and let this play out. Seconds remaining. It wasn't as comfy as I'd like it to have been, but we win 2-1. We are off to the World Cup again. So here's the confirmation of all the teams that have qualified for the World Cup from the European section. And as you can see right here, Hungary are amongst them. There have been some pretty strong showings in qualification. You can see here, France won all 10 of their games, scoring 55 goals in the process. That's pretty impressive. If we scroll down through, Norway scored 50 goals in their 10 games. You'd imagine Haaland probably played a fairly big part in that. Italy went the whole campaign without conceding a goal. That is impressive. England, in fact, only conceded 1. They scored 30 in their 8 games. So that's pretty impressive stuff too. So there's a lot of teams for us to worry about in here. I guess the big news, actually, I don't know which group it is in. Yeah, that Norway group. They've pipped Belgium, and Belgium have failed to qualify for the World Cup. So that is a bit of a surprise. Scotland haven't made a World Cup. Probably less of a surprise. We're currently sat at the end of November 2025, and the World Cup is due to take place in June 2026. We've got no fixtures at all scheduled between now and then at this point. I don't know whether they're going to try and sneak in another Nations League campaign before then. They tend to throw them in very much at the last minute. But assuming they're not, we'll probably come back for a friendly or two in the run-up to the World Cup as we're looking to formulate the squad. So we can give you an idea of how we're going about, whether we're going to take any of the youngsters with us, whether we're going to stick with the old guard, just playing around with the squad a little bit. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. It's been a good one, us qualifying for the World Cup for a second time, so the authorities in Budapest will be very, very happy with that, I'm sure. If you did enjoy it, please drop a like on there for me. And of course, if you've got any comments about this episode or the series as a whole so far, I would love to see them below. And of course, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. A lot of good content on here at the moment. We have the Greeno tour, my journeyman save, plus all of this Mighty Magyars, plenty in the back catalogue for you to enjoy now. Well, it just remains for me to thank you for watching, and I will see you soon for some more action with Hungary. Hojra Magyarok! Viszlát!